One of the main problems of the uni-party system, where the main two parties are basically the same, is that successive governments will, at best, do inaction. They won't get anything done, and eventually the other party will take over, and they end up doing something even worse. So over the last few years, we had a massive issue of our prisons being overcrowded, obviously partly because of population increase, mass migration, and of course the lack of respect for the rule of law and law and order. We got more prisoners, but at the same time we haven't really been building new prisons anyway, and that's been a massive problem. The Labour Party has a solution. Keir Starmer has announced that in order to help with the prison system, we're going to be releasing thousands of prisoners early now. So what they are considering to do is to say prisoners after 40% of their sentence served, less than half, to be released. Now these considerations by this Labour government obviously are controversial because they're not really addressing the real problem. Let's not forget that the Tory party in government also had 14 years to fix this, and they didn't anyway. The Labour government also didn't fix it, although the Labour government back in the day, they could say, well, we didn't really have this problem back then. But they could have seen what was going to come. With the level of mass migration and multiculturalism, divisions in society and communities, of course, that was always going to increase the level of crime anyway. So even Tony Blair, even Gordon Brown should have seen it coming. Definitely David Cameron should have seen it, definitely Theresa May, and by that point and after Theresa May, we had the problems anyway. None of them did anything, but the Labour solution that they're considering is even worse. It's just to release prisoners, then they're going to say, it's okay, we're not going to, for example, release the pedos, everything's fine. Yeah, but the problem with the prison system that we also have is that even an amateur criminal will go in there and they'll leave by becoming a professional criminal, by networking with the older weirdos. So, as of May, the prison population was at 87,505, with an official usable capacity at 88,895. Earlier this year, the government formally triggered a crisis measure to ease prison overcrowding by using police cells to house inmates, following a decision to consider releasing some prisoners 70 days before their sentences were due to end. So the Tories were also basically doing a similar thing, but it was at least for the prisoners who were towards the end of the sentence. But what they're considering now is just say, well, have you served half of your sentence? No, not really. Close to half? Yeah, almost. It's getting to 40%. Yeah, that's fine, you can go now. I mean, there's no plan for actual rehab. There's no plan for actual law and order. There's no plan for proper punishment. Because if the obviously population is going up and prison population is going up, we can't even do actual conservative law and order. We can't even do proper punishment, justice system, where you can actually say, if you commit this crime, you're not going to come out after 2 weeks. You can stay there for 5 years, minimum. We can't even do that because we don't have any space. And there are no plans to build new prisons, or at least stop mass migration. Both parties are completely ruining our country.